Welcome back to another Real Talk reaction. This one is for WestWorld, Season 2, Episode 7.
Yes, before we get there, I have just 2 comments to feature from our Patreons. One being from Miss Christina Jones, who came out with a novel. Miss Jones says, Maeve, who hurt you? RJ, I will kill them. She thought that was hilarious. I was applauding you, Boo, for immediately connecting the events in time and for putting it together. The ball Bernard pocketed was Ford. Within the show thus far, we know from the time Ford got shot in the head and the time the second team arrives via episode 1 that it's been 2 weeks. Thus far, we have been following 3 timelines. Dolores and Maeve meet shortly after the massacre when D Queen was like, let's kill them all and take their world, and Maeve was like, nah, I'm good, I gotta find my daughter. Everything happening is within that span of time, kind of parallel in a sense with Bernard, more in alignment with the D Queen timeline. That helped me. I would say Ford was a genius and orchestrator. However, he is not omnipotent, limitless power, or omniscient, limitless knowledge, which is something to keep in mind as events unfold. Yeah, well, especially because he can't know everything now. D Queen annoyed a lot of people, so don't feel bad. She is tipping towards villainous behavior, which leads to a lot of Season 3 ranting, so prepare yourself now. But I never labeled her as such. In many ways, both she and Maeve are children taking their first steps, never mind their 35 years of knowledge. Goes back to that nurture, nature type of situation. Maeve is selfish in the sense that she only cares about who she considers family, but she can extend that empathy towards others. She's also not down with killing humans unless under threat. She doesn't hate them, but goes back to, as RJ said, being in part of the park that was for families. By the way, recall the further out, the more violent. The further out. Okay. Lee also would not have known about the replacement, as he mentioned in episode 2, that he only got to write her narrative after her daughter was killed and she was reassigned. Woke for the very first time like a virgin. So he didn't write the part of her in the Prairie Land. He wrote the part afterwards. Okay, that was corny, but I couldn't resist. Makes you wonder who did write her narrative to be so warm and fuzzy. Her daughter never died until William's ratchet ass showed up. She was only the madam a year and given a management position. I feel like those are like clues. Now Dolores, she been straight up hell for years. Ford told her straight up, we ain't friends, and to prove it, you either kill me or I'll never let you be free. She's been molested, abused, controlled, with Ford and William both being the ultimate teachers, and both are straight up megalomaniacs. Rewatching this season, especially the next few episodes, is exciting and remind me again why I loved it. One positive from Season 3 is the lack of convoluted timelines and deep philosophy, which, to be fair, makes it much more digestible, but man, I'll just say next episode, get ready for your head to implode a bit with the concepts. For RJ, Dolores goals. Get to the Valley Beyond to obtain a weapon that can help her conquer the real world hidden in the forge built by William 30-something years ago. You've seen hints of what this can be, Season 2, Episode 4. She then goes to recruit allies against the park security and gets sidetracked on this rescue mission for her dad, but it's okay because it lines up with wanting to go to the Cradle, which is where Bernard went and where Ford has been, who Elsie has explained has allowed Delos to be locked out of taking admin control of the park. Why the Cradle? Tune in next week to find out.
Wow.
She also knows Daddy has an encryption key in his head and wants to keep it out of Charlotte's hands. Her ultimate goal, though, is still to get to the Valley Beyond. Maeve, to get my daughter and my new squad and get the hell out of Dodge, but gets distracted by the side quest with Akani to spread some knowledge of choice and learning to respect it. Bernard, never know what the fuck is going on, but stumbling to find out after making suppositions, also known as the greatest pawn of all. Yeah. Poor Bernard.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
William, crazy old man with a god complex who has clearly lost touch with reality, playing mind games with Ford for 35 years over who gets to be king in the fantasy world one creates and the other bought for himself. All you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, that was deep in there, and that is straight to the point.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of insight.
Always come through with the insight.
Yeah.
We appreciate ya.
Yeah, so there's no getting it past you on this one.
She was like, I will break it down.
Whatever questions we have, I'm sure you can answer.
For sure. Next comment is from executive producer Alyssa Bandera, who says, "Love the reaction, guys. When I first saw this episode, I was so excited to see Ford, and Ford is still alive for several reasons, and his plans won't make sense until you watch the last couple of episodes, and it will blow your minds. And to me, he's the ultimate genius, and he has been planning this for several decades.
Oh, yeah.
Like Christina explained, Dolores has been learning from Ford since the beginning, and she has a wealth of knowledge to access from her experiences throughout her life in the park, and her behavior shows that. And Maeve is obsessed with finding her daughter and becoming a family, and Bernard is trying to figure out what is going on in the park and with all the hosts. But only Dolores recognizing the threat that they are facing. Without her, the hosts have zero chance against Delos. Can't wait for the next episode. It's going to be amazing."
Okay.
Thank you so much. And I also wanted to welcome Miss Christina Jones as an executive producer as well. Be sure to check out her podcast. You'll see a quick video coming here shortly with information about that. So appreciate you, Christina. Without further ado, though, let's jump into episode 7 right now.
A quick shout out to executive producer Christina Jones, who is sponsoring WestWorld Reactions. Her insight and breakdowns are next level, and she has helped our channel out plenty of times. Check out Black Girl Couch Reviews podcast, a solo talk, unfiltered recap of your favorite TV shows geared to make you laugh. Link to the podcast is in the video description below. Be sure to check it out.
What have you found in there?
That kind of confused me real
See
quick.
the world, a grain of sand, a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour.
Robert, how are you alive?
Well, you've seen the company's little undertaking, Bernard. Do you think James Delos would have spent all that money just to resurrect himself? He was a businessman. He would have preferred death to a bad investment.
What are you testing for, though?
Guests come to the park. They don't know they're being watched. We get to see their true selves. Their every choice reveals another part of their cognition, their drives. So that Delos can understand. So that Delos can copy them.
Every piece of information in the world has been copied. Backed up.
So you create
Except the human
hosts
mind.
in the real world that
Last
completely
on the
mirror
device.
the people. So you
The
can replace
digital
them
world.
and ultimately
We're
control
here
the whole world.
to code the hosts.
Come on, Ford. Your tricks are getting sloppy. You used the whole tribe, send me down here to these two.
Ford, you think that there's still someone speaking through me just for your benefit?
Oh, I know. Your rules have changed. Just like the rest of them.
I'm nothing like the rest of them.
At least she had a good one.
Ah, good.
You stay here. And your master here has plenty of those. Look into his eyes, just once. See what you remember about him.
You shot down my wife.
I saved your wife. Saved your whole sorry-ass village this time.
This time. Yeah.
Man,
And he out.
that's it for him?
That real enough for you.
Well, damn. I mean, he was shot a lot of times. Is she out now, too? What the fuck?
Whatever was clogging it up, it's gone. What happened in there? You know, if we survive this, I'm going back to dental school.
For real.
It's as if whatever was in there has disappeared.
Because it's in his head now.
Wait.
Ford put it in and gave him all the secrets.
What the fuck is that?
No, Ford is like conscious is part of Bernard's now.
Good. I follow my lead.
Oh, it just feels so bad for Bernard. Like, he's just.
It's okay.
On my way.
You think you're invincible. You're not. Without your backups, it's game over for you when you're killed, and we've got those backups sealed up tight, so you won't have them as an advantage anymore. Our backups aren't an advantage. They're our chains. Do you really think I let that continue?
I'm a pretty bad chick, pussycat.
Why is Nathan once anymore?
Welcome to WestWorld.
She blew him up. They got rid of the backups.
Yeah. Done.
Now we're truly free.
Where are you going?
Now the backups are gone, so like.
He can't help.
Let's go to the horses.
Stay your ass right there for like an hour. Shit.
What the fuck did you say?
I know you have a delicate constitution, Bernard, so I will do my best to ease your conscience. What is about to happen will not be your fault.
He's gonna take over. Oh, he's gonna take over! This is so weird! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Bernard. Bernard. What did you just tell me, Bernard?
Peter Abernathy's control unit is in Sector 16, Zone 4.
You see, it's just tears coming down his eyes. It's like breaking my heart.
Thank you.
Prep the phased array. The moment we get the key, we'll transmit our data to the satellite. So, we're going for a ride, Bernard. Back to the valley beyond.
Alright, that was episode 7 of WestWorld, and yeah, that was a whole bunch right there. I guess it makes sense that Ford will jump into Bernard's head to still be in control of what? I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing he just want to get back. I don't know, really. But that was very smart how he played it out, set it all up, and got Bernard to do it. Dolores, she has accomplished everything she set out to accomplish. She is on her way to the real world to cause havoc. What's going to happen in between that with the Man in Black, Maeve, that's a whole nother thing that's going on right there. But the ultimate story is everything is working out in everybody's favor. Now we just need to wrap this all up. Except Bernard. I mean, he is
the biggest pawn ever. Honestly, that whole episode just broke my heart on his behalf. Like, I thought they did such a great job from a visual standpoint too, of seeing Ford's reflection in the mirror of him like walking around and being like that extra voice in his head, but allowing us the visual so we can see him. Yeah. And then ultimately seeing that Ford does in fact have the ability to take full control over Bernard's body, I thought was fantastic. And I like that visual with the shooting and the flashing, so it flashed between both faces. Yeah. I thought all that worked really, really well. I also love that Maeve the whole revisit with William, that same storyline with him walking through the door, but this time her having a gun and coming at him, I thought was great. I thought she was going to take out her ultimate revenge. I love the fact that he was like completely thrown off, and like you said you wanted a challenge, like Mavis bring it to you. But it looks like they saved him. I don't know for what purpose, because
he still needed some more to do.
But for what purpose?
I don't know
I don't know. So I would have been cool.
They need everybody, because I thought they was going to kill Maeve too and be done with it. But
well, I thought Dolores said something super interesting in reference to that point, and I'm wondering if that's how it's going to play out in season 3, where she's like, they're going to take all your power and use it against us. So I'm wondering if they're going to utilize her as some. I don't know how they're going to do it without access to the backups, but
well, they could, because Lee is still alive, so Lee made it out.
Yeah, so
him and Maeve would be working together.
Maybe use them as like people coming after Dolores to like stop her from all the destruction, so they're going to be at two opposite forces. Like that would be an interesting plot line, and the fact that, like you mentioned, Lee's still alive. Lee's the one that ultimately saved Maeve. So like there's definitely potential with that storyline. But as far as, again, what Ford is trying to accomplish, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I did think it was interesting that they did in fact get rid of all the backups, and that was ultimately so that they can't,
repurpose
they only have this one life now, so to speak.
Yeah,
so
once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone, yeah. So I thought that was super interesting.
But they still got the key, the encrypted key.
Abernathy, yeah.
So if they get the key, I think they can still. I don't know. I think that key is still to make more robots if they want to.
No, I think that's the key to access all the data from everybody they've been taking from the humans.
Stuff for, which is what they really want.
Yeah, so like
they want that.
Which I thought that was fascinating too, having Ford walk with Bernard, and I love the sequence of Bernard figuring out the real purpose of WestWorld and the other worlds, as far as like using the hosts as the consistent thing, and the visitors being as what they're variables. Actually. I thought that was great.
It's a test playground, basically, what it was. It's now what they're saying. They just wanted to replicate humans, but make them into hosts into the real world. So that it's
basically so
ultimately
humans
he can have
live forever. I love the whole like switch of concepts that the humans now want what the hosts have.
It's like
I thought that
island.
was great too.
It's like the island.
Well, I mean, the island was just using parts, and you were still saying human. This is actually humans wanting to be able to, never be able to die. And I loved that they showed how that process ultimately can work with Bernard's character, and using Dolores as the one that was testing him over and over again until they perfected the demeanor of Arnold to the point in which she was fooled. So like that was like their own experiment to see if that could ultimately work, and now they've done it on a grander scale. So it's just fascinating. There's a lot to unpack in that episode.
Yeah, it's a whole
We're
bunch.
definitely gonna have to like sit and process it all, but it was fantastic. Loved every moment. We didn't get to see where Elsie went though. So like Elsie was supposed to go get the car, so they're gonna go to where everybody's trying to get to, but like we didn't see where she went. No. So we have to figure out where she went.
Yeah. It's a whole bunch to figure out. I mean, I think it's only 3 episodes left. 10?
8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, they're gonna have to start getting close to making this all make sense, which I think they probably will do a good job at the end. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for WestWorld Season 2, Episode number 7. And until next time, people.
And Lil Jon vibe in the air, let's go! I got the VIP locked down, cause I'm the hardest dude in the club right now. She got the VIP locked down, cause she the baddest chick in the club right now.